Well, today is Saturday, April 3rd, 2021. My thought is everything that happens happens for a reason, and everything that doesn't happen for a reason. Things happen and don't happen and leave room or give rise to the next thing. So, I don't know, where there's space. And the other thought was like, I guess I've been looking for somebody that doesn't have to make time for me. They just have time. And also, what is it? They don't want me to be somebody that I'm not for them. They just want me to be. And, get to know me for who I am and figure me out and see if I work. It's like, am I compatible with them? And I'm doing the same thing with them. Do I like them for who they are and who I think they are and all that stuff? And it's just simpler. And then, of course, talking face to face and, I don't know. I haven't done that in a long time. And so, I don't know. But I guess we were exchanging glances in the early morning hours since I started the new shift and, kind of noticed. And, and then there's the story and just how it just progressed just a little bit. And I just noticed making unnecessary trips. It's like, I never noticed the person that did the job before having to make those extra trips. And it's like, and catching accidental looks, and I was accidentally noticing, and I guess maybe she was too. And then we had a facilitator or an instigator that was like trying to jerry-rig the situation and it's like feeding me information and correct information, like a proxy. And then today, I don't know. I guess I was in the right or wrong or right or whatever. I was in a frame of mind where I was willing to accept the possibility of, because I had been aware, but then just kind of shut down. It's like, no. I got something else going on. Something else I want to see what happens. Or give it a chance to see what happens. And a whole bunch of not much kept on not happening. And it was just very confusing. Still is very confusing. But I still contend that I have a very good friend. As long as I keep investing and being there, which I'm not doing right now because I'm confused. Because I just don't know. This just happened, and so, and my foot hurts, so that's kind of putting me in a funny mood because I don't like being injured, and I feel bad about myself because I can't run, and I really want to run. I can't run because my foot hurts. I'm trying to not hurt myself worse. I think I stretched or strained or sprained, or I hope I didn't tear my Achilles tendon. Ugh. This is not getting any. It's just really. It's like when my wrists were bad. It's the same thing. It just feels like, I don't know. It's like strained. I guess that's the same thing as when my wrist was hurting. Now this is all better. Of course, it took it weeks. So maybe it's the same thing with my foot. Like I've just used it when it wasn't, hadn't been used like that in such a long time. So, but why isn't it the right foot? Why is it only, maybe I just my left is my dominant foot? Maybe? I don't know. Never had this problem before. Of course, I've never been 42 years old before. So, there you go. Just because I didn't used to have, it's like I was expecting my knees to be the problem, because I'm used to my knees being a problem. But no, my knees were okay. They were, because I knew about them. So I knew the warning signs. I knew when to take it easy, and when to, but my foot, I have no idea about. So I guess I'm learning. So anyway, it's very different news today. Unexpected. So I was getting kind of standard, what has become, what feels like, and I hate to say it, feels like kind of complicated standard rhetoric. And it's like, and it's just because there's no back and forth. It's just, here's my interpretation of what you said 7 days after the fact. And then I'll look at it and it's like, well, she's, okay, what did I even think I meant? And it's like, I was just, and then they're just interpreting what they think I mean. And they used to be more correct. Now they're less correct. And it's like, well, I don't think they're correct in their analysis and their assumptions and what they think I think, or what they think I might feel. But it's like, in the time it would take me to try to explain or correct, and then 7 days later, and then it's like their interpretation of my explanation from 7 days before on something from 2 years ago, and it's like, what am I explaining to who on what timeline? And it's just because there's no conversation, and without conversation there's no communication, there's no dialogue, there's no understanding, there's no compassion. And it's like, okay. And it's like, I'm allowed to have needs. I am allowed to have emotional needs and, psychological needs. And so it's like, and they are too. So if I'm not fulfilling that in some way, which apparently I'm not, they just rather be by themselves, or rather, who knows? I don't really know them. Never did. Never really got the chance. They were just, I got close, but then they shut down and went dark, went hidden. I guess I've learned too much, and they didn't like what I was learning, and they didn't want to be the person that they thought I thought they were. That's my best guess. So they didn't like the person that I thought they were, or was getting to know them as. So since they can't undo what I think about them, and it's not the reflection that they want to be, even if it's accurate, they don't want to be that person. They don't want people to think of them like that. Maybe, I'm just guessing. It's like their impression of me, I read in their writing of it's like, I don't really like that person who it looks like they think I am. I can't change their mind. I can't show them, how I am in real life. They have only been getting to know me in text. Who is that? It's like, you read a book, you don't get to know the author. It doesn't matter who the writer is. You don't get to know the author by reading their book. It's just so much missing. Because they're not, I don't know, it's complicated. But anyway, I just think it's the way the day played out. And I actually took the time this morning because I didn't feel like, I was like, well, I should just, how much more can my feelings get hurt? And it's like, yeah, that's a little bit, yeah, right, yeah, that'll do, yep. I'm okay though, I'm okay. They don't mean it, their intentions are pure. And it mostly hurts because it feels like misunderstanding, and it feels like misinterpretation, and they're trying to help, so. And I don't have even a chance to, try to clarify or this, It's just a shame. I think it is. But maybe it's for a reason, so it left room for, what just happened today to happen, and who knows what's going to happen with that. I don't know them at all. I've never even spoken to, well, I mean, I spoke to them today to exchange information, just to get a conversation, get that going. But I don't know. I have no idea who this person is. I know their name. That's it. You know. So I know a little bit about their work ethic from how I see them do their job, and they seem nice. So and they seem like they are interested in me. So and I'm interested in them. So it's like, and I was surprised. You know, it's like I got a little bit of a, you know, it's like, oh, they are. Okay. Well, because I'm always just nervous about any sort of situation like that, because I feel like I'm just going to end up getting, you know, rejected or turned down, or like, what made you think that? And then feel, you know, like, you know, that disappointment and that stabbing pain and that hurt and that sense of, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Forget what I said. You know. So anyway, but no, it's like I just went on. It's like I just and caught her off guard, and just so anyway, just strange. And it doesn't mean anything about anything. And I have a story to write, a story about a story, the story behind the story that drives the story, and how the story it's put to rest. It's been to rest, but as far as like, it just is done. You know, that story it's been over for, you know, now 2 years. And so they're gone, you know, finally, like as gone as they can get, you know. They're doing okay, doing whatever I hope, I really do hope they're doing okay, but they're away from me, not my responsibility. I have no connection. So it's like, they did play a critical role at a critical time in my development as a person, and being an autistic person, and finding that out. And you know, I would have found out probably eventually, but how would I have taken it? How would I have reacted to it? I was I was given some direction as to what it meant and what it didn't mean, and kept a little bit safe and kept in check to not overreact, but not also underreact. So I was kept a little bit protected, you know, for just a little bit of time to get me used to it, you know, in a critical phase. So for that, it's like they did their job. If that was, you know, I don't think they ever intended that to be how it was, but yeah, for me, you know, that's what they stuck around as long as they needed to, you know, I don't know. And then they had to take care of themselves. They had other things going on. So anyway, the story became the story, and the story put him to rest. And then taking care of, you know, current stories and new stories. You know, just because anything, you know, it's like nothing happened to the other conversation. It's just changed. And I didn't like it. But they're doing their own thing. So just because they don't have time for me doesn't mean they don't like me. It doesn't mean they don't care about me or my well-being or future. It just means they don't have time for me. Now, it's highly inconvenient for me, but they're doing what they're doing for themselves because they've got their own life and their own stuff to take care of and their own causes. So, anyway, I understand. I tried to, in my way, which isn't the best way, but it's the only way I've got. is how I understand things. I got this going on, so I don't mean any harm. So I feel like I need to apologize. I always feel like that. So anyway, I don't know. I guess this keeps going. So there's that. I don't know why things are the way they are. I never have. But I do know that recovery and being responsible and taking ownership and being a nice person is a lot better than how it used to be. So I just keep going. No matter what does or doesn't happen. So, and yeah, it still hurts. It still gets lonely. But, in life there will be pain, but suffering is optional. So, I'm not trying to get out of life without suffering. I'm just trying to suffer less. I've suffered quite enough. And, there will still be more suffering. But, and I don't think I'll ever get good at suffering. But maybe I can get better at it so it doesn't hurt so much, so intense, so often. Maybe there's hope in that. It's not the best hope, but that's what I'm ending this one on. So, yeah. I guess that's it. For now. Okay. Bye.